Alright, hello guys and girls, this is Sean Locker here, your host of the Midnight Highway, or I should say, your host of the Mystic Paranormal on the Midnight Highway. Yes, I did used to host a show called the Midnight Highway Radio. However, we changed things up a bit and became the Mystic Paranormal, but we are still on the Midnight Highway. Yeah, a little confusing. Well, first of all, I'm sorry about the light, guys. My arm hasn't really been feeling good, and I've just kind of been sleeping on and off all day. I'm just recovering from chronic pancreatitis, meaning I get it all the time. So, I apologize for that. My residence doesn't have this grandeur light. I just got this phone, guys. This is an iPhone 11 XR, and I don't understand how to use it like completely the way I want to. Like I'm gonna try to put like a filter on it, like the kind of make it light in the middle and dark in the background or something. I tried to do that in the last video that I did on here, and it just didn't work. But I'm gonna give it a try. But real quick, I just wanted to let you guys girls know what I'm gonna be talking about tonight, because that's what you're here for. The ghost, or the title is called Ghosts in the Cemetery. Okay, and so let's just get right to it. All right, there's this cemetery, Riverview Cemetery in East Liverpool, Ohio. Um, during my childhood, my sister, me, my friend Bob, Danny, my brother, I mean, you name it, all the people that I used to hang out with, Ben, all of us, man, we used to all truck it up to the cemetery. I lived down in, this little, what can I describe? A little neighborhood. It's like kind of like a village. It was very nice neighborhood called Beechwood. It was right below East Liverpool High School, so I'm sure a lot of you guys and girls are familiar with that. If you go in Beechwood, there's now a pink house. It was white when I lived there, and they started doing all the construction to the house when I was there. And I got a story for you about that later too. But anyways, it's pink now, so that's where I lived. And actually I had my first shutout there. Isn't that amazing? I'm playing big time hockey player. But you guys are here to hear about some ghosts, and I'm here to talk about some ghosts. Well, like I said, we used to always walk up there and try to see things, young teens doing their thing. Never really had too much happen except for having a cool experience. I'm with my friends, um, you know, walking through a graveyard. That's scary enough, or at least cool enough. I was never really afraid. Never really felt afraid there. Not until this one night, okay? And there are several things that have happened at the cemetery that I'm going to have to tell you about in the future, but also in the future, what I plan to do. Okay, this is what I'm planning to do, and I'm going to get right back into my story. I want to do 2 subjects every Tuesday, and it'll be, let's say I'm talking about witches and Thanksgiving. Okay, I'm going to post witches video 1 of 2 on that day, which will be 20 to 30 minutes long, and it'll be, I think I said Thanksgiving, video 1 of 2, either 20 to 30 minutes long, and then on Saturdays, I will finish those up, meaning you will get part 2 of 2 for each of those videos. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I thought, well, if I do a subject, okay, and it's on witches, what about if one of you guys and girls just aren't into that subject? Then you gotta wait all the way till Saturday just for me to talk to you about the same subject you already don't like, except for it's a part 2. It's a conclusion to the video. That's not really cool. So that's why I decided to do 2 subjects. My wife is probably going to be making an appearance on here doing a video. Trying to get in touch with Chastity. I know we spoke about her doing like a video on Ted Bundy or a serial killer. And Ted Bundy comes to my mind because he's one of the serial killers that stands out to me that I know probably the most about. Anyway, guys, back to the story. Okay, it's very cold. I believe it was might have been around New Year. No, not New Year's. This was November. Yeah, this was in November, and actually that following New Year's, something took place at the house that I'm going to be telling you about at a later time. I went up to my cousin Chris's house and Melissa and my Aunt Cheryl and my uncles were up there and they had some kind of get together one weekend or something. And my sister, as always, dragging her boyfriends along. He was up there. He's a pretty cool guy though, Mike Downard. Never had a problem with that guy. He's probably one of the few boyfriends I've never had problems with when it comes to my sister. Except for Steve Hale, if you're watching out there, man, I had a big problem with you, dude. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so we're all sitting around and we're like, well, what do you want to do? It's nighttime. It's cold as hell outside. It's a full moon, too, by the way, which is pretty cool. The cemetery's right there, guys. We always talk about walking to cemeteries. Why don't we walk to the cemetery tonight? So, we're all looking around at each other, and we decided to put the paddles down on the video games and do just that, because there, out of coincidence, Mike had to walk home, okay? He had to go home, so basically, to get out of the house, we told my parents at the time that we were going, excuse me, I'm sorry for that we were going to walk Mike home. Okay, we were going to walk him home, which he lives past that cemetery, Riverview Cemetery. It's on St. Clair. So if you're coming from Calcutta, in East Liverpool area, that cemetery is going to be on your left. It's going to have a large flagpole. It kind of overlooks the river. And you can see the high school from it, a.k.a., Riverview Cemetery. You can see the river from it. And if you're coming, you already know what I'm talking about, but I'm just explaining. If you're coming up St. Clair, it'll be on your right. Like if you're coming up from downtown East Liverpool, it'll be on your right. And I've had several experiences in this cemetery, by the way, but this is just one of the most significant. That's why I'm sharing it with you right now. We get down there and we decide, let's cut over to the graveyard, because we're on the other side of the street, because that's where Mike's house is. It's on the other side of the street. So we cross St. Clair when cars ain't coming. We sneak in. Oh, sorry for yawning so much, you guys. We sneak in, and all is quiet. I even believe at the time there was a little snow on the ground. I can't remember, Chris, if you're out there watching this, Lenahan, my cousin, if you're out there watching this, do you remember if there was snow? I can't remember. I would ask my sister, but we're not exactly on talking conditions right now. Whatever. And my brother wasn't there at the time with us. My cousin Melissa, I don't even know how to get a hold of her anymore. And then blah, 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 blah. We're in the cemetery. It's cold. There's the full moon. And my sister says, "Hey, Sean, what's that?" And I'm like, "What?" It kind of startled me for a minute. We're in the middle of a graveyard. And she's saying, "Hey, Sean, what's that?" And I said, "What?" She said, "Look over there. I hear something." And I looked over there, and what I had happened to see was a herd of deer. Okay, they were a herd of deer walking through the grass. And which was really weird. It's like they paid us no attention. It was like they were in their own dimension at the time. It was very odd. And again, I'm sorry for the darkness of this video, guys. I should have done this earlier, but I didn't. So I'm going to try to filter out or do what I can to it. I got it up here. Got to get it up here by midnight. It ain't looking good. We're going to be just after midnight tonight. But she says, "No, that's not what I'm talking about." Like, what do you mean that ain't what you're talking about? She's like, those deers, that's not what I'm talking about. You see that white light? And I'm like, no, Jamie, I didn't see the white light. Okay, it's not a big deal. Whatever. There's deers running through. Have you seen a white deer? I don't know. Actually, in Ohio County, it's just on Facebook that a rare albino deer was sighted in Ohio County, which is extremely rare. So for all you hunters out there, please don't make it a head on your wall. Keep that rare beauty alive, please. Anyways, we're just managing to walk away to the cemetery when she said, look, there it is again. And at this point, I'm kind of getting frustrated with her because I think she's messing with me. I'm like, what, Jamie? What are you talking about? Just point to the damn thing. Where's the light? That's what she described it as. And I looked forward, and there was a body of light. Okay? But keep this in mind, guys, that these bodies of light, which they ended up being, not just one, moved from left to right. They were probably about the height of 10 feet above the tombstones. These are the kind of tombstones that come up out of the ground, not the ones that are flat like in Calcutta. Where my mom is buried, my grandma, and a lot of other family. I was like, wow, I can't describe that because it would move from left to right, and you would see this image of what looked like this light that resembled a person. And as it moved left to right, it would grow brighter. It would get really bright. Okay. So I didn't know what that was. And I'm like, that's kind of weird, man. I'm like, it's a full moon out. There's all these deers running around here. It just, I didn't feel right, dude. I didn't feel welcomed. I didn't feel anything but evil at the time, to be honest with you. And I have a really good phone now, so I apologize if you're hearing snoring in the background. That is my 10 month, God, I wish I was 10 months again. 10-year-old golden Labrador, snoring like a madman, and always has to make his cameo. Actually, I'll put a little post of him in here for those of you that are wondering. There he is. Hi, Hank. Hi, Hank. Hey, buddy. Hi, Hank. Everybody saying hi to you real quick. I at least wanted to show him who's interrupting me. And over there's my shepherd. I'm trying to get where my shepherd is over there. I can't see it on my phone. It's so dark. Oh, there he is. There he is. Yeah. But anyways, we got a bad feeling, guys. And I'm sorry if you don't find this the best professional video or anything like that. Guys, I want to be upfront with you, okay? I know this sounds stingy, but I'm not about like I'm not here for to do videos for a paycheck. I mean, eventually I would be. I mean, if it came down to it, but right now, I've got so much depression going on in life, had so many surgeries and stuff. I kind of feel like I don't contribute to the family, and this kind of gives me something to do. You know what I mean? I was a paranormal radio ghost. I was a paranormal radio host on the Paranormal Radio Network. It was the Midnight Highway Radio on the Paranormal Radio Network, which was FM based out of New Orleans. So that's where I was pulling crowds of like 60,000 people. So I've interviewed them all, dude, like Edgar Mitchell, Stan Friedman, James Fox, David Sarita, Carmen Reed. She's the lady that Discovery Channel did that show about a haunting in Connecticut. She's the actual mom. Yes, there was a Hollywood movie. I don't really tend to look at that one too much because it's too fake. And she was the mom, the real mom, no, for both of those. She's the real deal. Carmen Reed is who lived in that haunting. or haunted house in Connecticut. But we're in that cemetery, guys. I'm going to get to it. I know. I'm going to get to it. We decided to walk out of the graveyard and cross the street. And we want to walk Mike home. Okay. We want to walk Mike home because, or he wants us to walk him home because he's freaked out at what he's seeing. Now, here's where it gets bad. Yeah, you would think it'd be worse in the cemetery. It was actually worse out of the cemetery. There's the St. Clair Avenue, like I said, which crosses the road, and then you're over by a trying to think of where we were in the cemetery at that time. I think we were down by the veterinarian. Yeah, I think we were down by the vet. Or am I too far with that? No, I'm not too far with that. Yeah, okay. I don't even think you would see the cemetery until around the vet. So it's been so long since I've been down there, but I think we were down by the vet or something. But we were down there by an establishment, okay, on the right side of the road. And as we were looking left, we were seeing these humanoid-sized and humanoid figures of light, white light, move from left to right in the sky, okay? And as they would move left, they would come, get bright, fade out, okay? And I'm looking at that like, dude, there ain't nothing else that could be but a ghost. There ain't nothing else that could be but a ghost. And I'm being dead serious. That's a freaky thing right there. It's a real deal. And it kept happening over and over and over again. At one point, it looked like they were dancing. Like the entities were dancing. I don't know. Was it a full moon? Was it a certain date that brought out this kind of activity? What was it? Was somebody playing a prank on us somehow? If so, it's why are you there? Why aren't you in Hollywood? So if you played a prank on anybody back in 1993 in November, that you can remember, of putting ghost lights, is what I should call them, above the cemetery tombstones, which I highly doubt that you could do that. But if you could do that and do it that well and undetected, bravos to you, man. And please let me know, or girl, or people, please let me know if that was you, because I can't explain this. And this is something that is forever embedded in my mind. And everybody else there, except for my cousin Chris tried to say that they were falling stars. Chris, I'm gonna send you this video, bud. And you know, all right, you're a 40-year-old man now. Okay, actually, I think you're 41. Yeah, you're getting up there, bud. So you might not have time to do this video, so get to it. I want you to go to my YouTube channel on your YouTube channel, okay? I want you to subscribe to me, brother. Actually, I seen that you did. I want you to scroll down to the video that says ghost lights above the graveyard. I want you to do that. Click on that and comment that those were not shooting stars, bro. You're 41 years old now. You could admit, dude, it was freaking scary. All right? But I want more validity to it, okay? I want more people to realize that we weren't hallucinating. And by the way, at the time, none of us had done any drugs. None of us. None of us had done any drugs of any kind. Like we were teenagers, short teenagers, drinking stuff, but none of us. At least I could vouch for me and my cousin Chris. We never got into that kind of stuff. Things kind of happened to me at a later age. We might get into it in a later video, but not now. But I remember we walked him home, okay? And I was thinking in the back of my mind, this is real, dude. That's paranormal activity up there. That's ghosts. Okay, those are actual ghosts that we're looking at. We're looking at ghosts. There's no way to deny that. So we got Mike home, And we're walking back towards Chris's house, and it's funny because their backyard is basically the cemetery. There is literally one little street behind their yard or their house, and then it's the cemetery. So we're walking back there, okay? We're walking back there, and we're all trying to just huffle and shuffle kind of fast. It's about a 15-minute walk, and we're walking pretty quick. And something just happens for me to say, guys, let's take another look. So we did. We looked. And at the end of the cemetery, right where the gates are where you go in, there's this huge flagpole. Flag is always flapping up there. And it seems it's flapping, wind or no wind. That flag's always flapping. And you can hear it dinging off the pole. Ding, ding, ding. And it's just got this lonely, dark, almost majestic kind of sound to it, of this dinging, kind of like wind chimes, but in a creepier way, okay? But we all looked at the same time, and we all seen the same thing, which in my eyes was their grand finale, which was their sending off, to us. There was a woman, and she was way up in the sky, way higher above the tombs than the normal ones, okay? And she went from left to right, and she reached out like this, okay? Like that. And her hand was extended, and you could see it like a robe that she was wearing, and her feet, the details of her feet and her toes. You could see her toes, man. Her hands, all that stuff. Hair, all that stuff. Real. 100%. No fake. No way to fake that. And like I said, if there's somebody fake, put it in the comments below and let's meet up and prove it to me how you did it. Anyways, guys, that's pretty much the end of the story. I mean, I get back to Chris's house, and we tell our uncles and stuff, and they don't believe us. I don't think that. In a way, I think my Uncle Jack, I always loved him a lot. I was always close to like my Uncle Ron and Uncle Jack, my Uncle Dub. I had a lot of uncles. But he just wasn't, I think he was kind of scared when he heard the story, to be honest with you. I think it kind of spooked him out just a little bit. It's kind of weird. It was weird. But I remember I was driving home from the cemetery when my parents eventually decided to take us home, and my friend Bob was walking into my driveway at the same time. We were a late night crew, man, of teenagers. My parents, thank you, they let us do a lot of things. And he was stopping over. He was like 17 or something like that. I think I was 15, something like that. And or you know what, I might have been 14. Yeah, I think I was 14. He was 17. Yeah, that's how it was. We told him all about the story. It was so cold out that night. But you know what? When you're young and you're that naive, guys, you're going to do it again. He wanted to see it. So we ended up walking all the way back up there to that graveyard to show him what we saw. And the moon was full. Deers were actually in the park. Or deer, I should say, were actually in the park. But there were no ghosts. There was nothing there. What was that? What would you name that? An entity, like an apparition that brightens as it goes from left to right and fades out. But you could see detailed hands and fingernails and toes. What would you guys say to that? But as always, I'm going to cut you off here. It's 24 minutes in. And I would highly ask and appreciate if you would subscribe, comment, because I want to know what you said. For real, I do. I want to know what you said. Like, even if you don't like. Always click that notification bell. Yeah, I know you've heard that shit probably 100 times by now. You're probably sick and tired of it, ain't you? Click that notification bell. Subscribe. comment below, like the video. That's how guys like myself actually get successful on YouTube and can bring you better content. So I'm asking all you lazy Padulians out there, whatever you want to call Padulians or whatever. All you lazy souls trapped in a body. Let's put it like that. All you guys and girls. Comment, like, subscribe. Please share this video. I do release videos on Tuesdays and Saturdays. I'm a little late tonight to get it out on Tuesday. It's technically going to get out on Wednesday, but 2 videos in a week. You're going to get it no matter what. We're eventually going to be doing 4 videos every week. A part 1 on Tuesday for each of the 2 topics, and a part 2 of the 2 videos on Saturdays of each of the 2 topics, which will conclude it, because I can't sum up enough in a 20-minute video. But it's also so long to download these guys to the phone or to upload them, all right? All right, guys? Seriously, are you going to subscribe? Seriously. Are you? Are you really? It's not hard. Just click that little button, dude. Come on, click that button. And you know you like it. Just click it. You'll get more like this, guys. This is Sean Lonker, your host of the Mr. Paranormal on the Midnight Highway. Peace.